dreams, they never come true. But I know there's a place of mercy for you. He said that you could come into His presence without fear, into the holy place where His mercy hovers near. Come running, come running, come running to the mercy seat where Jesus is calling. His grace will be your covering. His blood will flow freely. It will provide your healing. Come running to the mercy seat. He said that I could come into His presence without fear, into the holy place where His mercy hovers near. Oh, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running to the mercy seat where Jesus is calling. His grace will be my covering. His blood will flow freely. It will provide my healing. I'm running to the mercy seat. I'm running, come running, come running to the mercy seat where Jesus is calling. His grace will be your covering. His blood will flow freely. It will provide your healing. Come running to the mercy seat. Come running to the mercy seat. I'm running to the mercy seat. Oh, I'm running to the mercy seat. Oh. In the darkness where everything is unknown, I face the power of sin on my own. I did not know of a place I could go where I could find a way to heal my wounded soul. He said that I could come into His presence without fear, into the holy place where His mercy hovers near. I'm running, I'm running, I'm running to the
the Niger. Check two. Two. Are we good? Your mixer. Check two. Check two. Glad. Taiwo, look at the screen. Alpha. You don't do it.
You better die that I'm a leave. Your body broken now and your blood was shed for my righteousness, and now I walk in victory. Oh, and now I walk in victory. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Good afternoon, noble colleagues. Let's get seated, please. Let's get seated, please. We want to start the program, please. Let us get seated. Noble colleagues, please let's get seated so that you can start this program on time. Let's come inside and get seated for the purpose for which we are here for. We want to start this program with the national item. Please, let's rise up for the national anthem. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our Father's land, with self and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve without a mind, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Thank you very much. Let's sit down. The next thing is the prayer, opening prayer, and that one is going to be said by Mrs. Injedeka.
Good day, my senior and noble colleagues. Please, shall we rise for the opening prayers? We are going to pray with the second stanza of our national anthem. O God of creation. Let's start. O God of creation, direct our noble course, guide ours, lead us right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow and live in just and truth. Great lofty heights attain to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen.
Thank you very much. The next thing on our program is the introduction of the moderators as well as the electoral committee members. Let me start from the introduction of the electoral committee member. And I'm starting with ESV Ademola Otitola. ESV Ahondo Erabo. ESV Injideka Aguome. Point of order. Thank you. Estate Surveyor and Valuer. Let me start it all over. Estate Surveyor and Valuer Ademola Otitola. Estate Surveyor and Valuer Erabo Enando. Estate Surveyor and Valuer Injidika Agome. Estate Surveyor and Valuer Nuruddin Bello. And the chairman is Estate Surveyor and Valuer Juliet Akisami. Having done that, I want to introduce our moderators for this Manifesto Day, holding in Abuja. And I will start with our past president, Estate Surveyor and Valuer Gas Enso. When I call him, he will come to the high table to come and take their seat. You are welcome, sir. You are welcome, sir. I also call to the high table Estate Surveyor and Valuer Chika Okafo. I will call to the high table also Estate Surveyor and Valuer Ire Okoli Chooks. You are welcome, sir. And lastly, I want to call to the high table Estate Surveyor and Valuer O.S. Boroni. The next thing is to listen to the opening remark from the chairman of the electoral committee in person of Estate Surveyor and Valuer Juliet Akisami. Come to the high table for your opening remark, please.
The President and Council, the Chairman Ezra Bon, and all board members present, past presidents, distinguished moderators, my fellow members of the Electoral Committee, contestants, senior fellows of the institution, noble colleagues in their categories, other invited guests, and members of the security forces. I am pleased to welcome you all to this August gathering, which is the first of its kind in Niesv's electoral process, as we prepare for the 2018 elections of principal officers. These engagements are very important, given the need to take our noble profession to higher levels. With the crop of moderators carefully selected, it is glaring that today's event and subsequent ones mark a good turning point in our profession, and we are evidently going places among other professionals. I want to use this opportunity to call on all contestants and noble colleagues to please conduct themselves in line with the electoral regulations and processes, as no violation will come with stiff penalties. Let me thank all my committee members for their selfless service towards ensuring that our institution moves to the next level. Prosperity and generations unborn will bear us witness as having been part of this process. The task of conducting credible, transparent, and acceptable elections is responsibility and obligation that rests on not only our electoral committee, but on all the stakeholders and the contestants. This Manifesto Day is principally to help us all know our contestants, their vision, and how they intend to implement their vision in furthering the lofty objectives of Niesv. It is important for us all to leave a legacy for others to benefit and also to stand the test of time. On our part, as the Electoral Committee, our effort remains to further deepen and consolidate the gains of democratic, progressive approach to managing the affairs of elections in our institution. We might not have been 100% error-free in our transparent efforts, but we have sincerely tackled all challenges within the parameters of our Constitution. We interacted openly and honestly among ourselves to arrive at all decisions taken. We were very professional in tackling our given responsibility of preparations and conducting the 2018 elections. We appreciate and salute our colleagues who have in one way or another contributed or played a significant role at helping us do a good job. Distinguished colleagues, please let me assure you that the Electoral Committee is totally committed in our effort to ensure the conduct of free, fair, and credible elections. I thank you all for being part of today's gathering. God bless the Nigerian Institution of First Surveyors and Valuers, and may He grant peace to our land, Nigeria. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, the chairman of the Electoral Committee. The next thing on our program is introduction of the business of the day, and that one has been partially done even by the chairman herself. So, but I would try to call on ESV's. Sorry. ESV. Sorry. Estate Surveyor and Valuer Peter Nwokocha to come and guide us on the introduction of the business of the day. Thank you.
Good afternoon, my very senior colleagues. I want to use this single opportunity to do a little task that has been given to me by the committee. We are a very noble profession dedicated to advancing Nigeria through our professionalism. As we target to carry out the manifesto as to elect our leaders in this 2018, the committee is working with security agencies to help achieve this singular objective. And we want to assure you that our conduct here can help us to go a greater height in achieving the objective. Hence, we are using this opportunity to ask you to conduct yourselves. We have the personnel of the DSS and police in our midst. If there is anything that you don't understand, you present it professionally so that we can carry on, rather than carrying out anything that can bring the breakdown of law and order. While wishing us luck for a good deliberation, I want to thank you all for your coming and patience. Thank you, sir.
Yes, we want to go to the manifesto issue mainly now. So we are just, for this program, I want you to know that the Electoral Committee members are just the administrator of this program. We are not the managers of this program. This program is going to be managed by our noble moderators in front of you here. So at this juncture, the Electoral Committee will like to hand over the microphone for the real business of the day, that is the manifesto issue, to the moderators. Over to you, sirs.
Good morning. Well, thank you for. Good afternoon, distinguished noble colleagues. My past president, past ESCO members who are all here. We thank God today for giving us this opportunity to do what we are trying to do in furtherance of our institution as a body. I'm very happy to be standing here in front of you because this is one family. This is a family business which we are coming to do. And I plead with all of us, let us cooperate with ourselves and get these things done as a family business. Before I proceed, I will crave the indulgence. Please, I would be happy if all the contestants who are here take the first row with my past president here. Let them be here on the first two rows so that we know those who are here and we can, it will make us work faster. I plead with that. That is my first plea. If you don't have objection to that, please, can all contestants who are here take the front row with my past president? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for obliging me that request. After that request, I will also please ask from all of you here, I will take the liberty to please appoint Mrs. Okolo Ebube to be the timekeeper for this session. And she will please, Mrs. Ebube, please get a seat for Mrs. Ebube to sit with us, please. Please, I hope nobody's against that, please. Please, I just want an independent person so that a different person, we are giving the time, and I want another, an impartial person to regulate us. I hope we are okay with that. No, I don't want that after we have started, people say no. I want Mrs. Okolo Ebube to be the timekeeper. We have already brought a stopwatch which he will use. And then when he stops us, we'll ring the bell to highlight it. I hope that is all okay. Yeah. Mrs. Ebube, please. Distinguished noble colleagues, Mrs. Lesomi has already said all what I would have said in her speech. I'm happy that the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers is taking the right steps in deepening its political process. In that people used to complain, oh, I don't know whom I'm voting for, I've heard his name, I've never seen him. I think this is what made it possible for them to think of creating this manifesto day for people to interface or interact with their prospective candidates. So I thank the institution for this innovation in our election process. Thank you. We have, as a group here, when we were given this job to do, we met and we have agreed that for the offices which we have candidates who are unopposed, we will just ask them to come forward and just be identified so that everybody sees them. Those who saw them by picture, they have seen them physically, whether they have hunchback or have leg. But they won't really have much to say, only to offer themselves to us. For those of them who are here contesting for one post or the other, we have, because of the timing which we are given, that we are to, the time is so tight, we will try to do the movement with all of us cooperating. We have assigned them for the, no, 5. For the first, for the main office, that's the number 1 office of the institution, we have assigned 10 minutes to each candidate, and then question time will be taken at the end of each presentation. And a total of that, we will use 40 minutes for the candidates, for the presidential candidates. We shall use 20 minutes for the first vice presidential candidates. We shall use 20 minutes for the second vice presidential candidates. And then, like the national secretary, he will just stand. We know Bature, but we want him to stand in front of us. So we will just give him 2 minutes to do that. And then the national treasurer will give them 3 minutes plus 2 minutes question time. That is the 2 of them 10 minutes. The national publicity secretary will just introduce himself to us because he's unopposed. And then the assistant national secretary, 3 minutes and 2 minutes question time. So 10 minutes for the 2 of them. We'll progress in that order until when we get to the assistant national publicity secretary. There are 3 contestants. So they will share 15 minutes amongst themselves and question time group of 5 minutes. Then for the 20 contestants, for our unofficial members, I don't know how many of them are here. We indicated that when they are here, we'll be able to apportion, but the whole time apportioned to them is about 1 hour, 40 minutes. We'll divide it amongst the 20 people. But when we know those who are here, we'll be able to apportion time. But it's an average of 3 minutes per person. That is just a guideline. Generally, I just want all of us to be on the same template. And IT man, please, can you put this on the board as our, is it on? All right. Please, I want us to, this is our little effort to consolidate this assignment. We asked ourselves, because see, this is one family business which, like I reiterate, what is a manifesto? We have said what it is there. Please, while presenting your manifesto, you must be clear on your vision and be ready to answer questions put across to you with sense of decorum and nobleness. What I'm saying is, even if somebody is asking you a very question that makes you agitated, please, that's part of the demeanor we want to watch to know whether you are the person who should lead us. So that is why we have highlighted that. For all of us, we insist that we all conduct ourselves in a proper manner as professional surveyors. Be very polite in putting across any question to any contestant. But we shall moderate the questions. Because if it is something which will put this house on fire, we will not allow it to rear its head. That is why we are here. There must be no foul language or intimidation. This is just to guide us for whatever we are doing here. And we have agreed in principle there should be about 4 to 6 questions, which will be taken randomly, and people register. And these questions will arise from people's presentation or vision statements or this or that. The questions, well, you may have come from home with something and nobody has brought that to the fore. It is your right to say, I am an estate surveyor and valuer. You are asking for my vote. This area of my life, how are you going to better it or influence it. You know, that's what we mean. And we have apportioned, if we don't have up to 3 questions from fellows, we'll pass it to associates. If we have more questions from fellows, we will also allow them 3. And as we have stated here, but we will manage our time. That's what I can assure you. So I would like, before we go into the proper thing, if you have comments or anything you want to make, or observation, or additions, or suggestions, because this is the first time we are test running it here before it moves over. We would like to learn. We learn continuously. Thank you. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. I hope Madam Secretary, we have a recorder for this event. All right.
Good afternoon, everybody. All protocol duly observed. My comment is, Chairman, sir, with due respect, I'm ESV Isajato, a fellow of this institution, past chairman of Edo State branch. My question is, the time allocated for the unofficial 1 hour 40 minutes, I'm right? And I looked at the contestants here available. I don't think there are not many. I want to look at that time and adjust it. Possibly, you can ask them to stand up to identify them so that you reassign that time to them. Please, it's very, very important.
Thank you, Isajato. That's a good contribution. Can please all ex-officio contestants be upstanding for us to identify them and know so that we can apportion the time? Please, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Please, all right. Allow. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you. We have 13 people. Please register it 13. And I would like, Secretariat, please, can you send a letter, a attendance sheet for all contestants who are here to register? Yeah. So, we have a cumulative time. So what I mean is we have 13 of them presently here. So we have more time which we can use to run the program. Please, sir. Please go to him. Introduce yourself. And
my name is Michael Ojo. I want to observe, sir. Let us look at the cumulative minutes or hour we are spending here. Therefore, I want to say that 40 minutes might be too much for us. Otherwise, you may have a very few hours. 40 minutes for the contestant for president might be too much. Let us reconsider that, sir. 40 minutes per person.
I would like you, see, we are already eating into our time. You see, this is the biggest problem we had. If you give anybody who wants to be the president of Niesv anything less than 10 minutes to address this house, I don't think we are doing service to ourselves. Then the essence of bringing the person here is completely defeated. So that is why we have managed this. If you see the timing here, we had a lot of problems to agree on the 10 minutes. Please, please. Yes, please.
we are starting for the first time, let us do everything with justice. Where you have to vet questions, you have said, let your questions be civil, but let people ask questions within the latitude of the profession without having to curtail questions. That is coming from the statement you made, sir. Thank you.
Come again, Shola. What did you say I said?
You said the questions that people will ask, you want to vet and see that they are not questions that will bring fire in the house. See, where I'm going is that questions should come freely from the minds of everybody that is concerned about this profession, without necessarily going out of line.
Thank you very much, Shola. First of all, I want to thank God that I am alive. Shola is alive. I did not say what Shola has said. I didn't say so. I said we are here to moderate this session, and that I will not stay here and somebody will ask a question which will put this house on fire, and I will allow it to go. That is what I said, and that is what I owe all of us here. And so I'm not curtailing. Sorry, Shola, sit down, Shola. And I went further to say, whatever you come, the questions we are expecting is from people's or individuals' presentation. And that if, in the course of people's presentation, what brought you here to ask what your leader will do for you in this respect or that respect is not captured in his or her presentation, please throw it up in this house. I said that. I stand to be corrected. So please, let us start on a clean slate. Thank you. Please, let us not go. Let's start. Thank you very much. My colleagues, please, we will, you see, when we go fishing, we go to the deepest part of the river to come to the shore so that we can offload the big fish. So for this session, I would like us to start with the presidential candidates, because that is the big stake, or the biggest stake. And I will call on our own estate surveyor and valuer, Sir GTN Tabansi. Please, please, everybody, we will all correct our time to the same time so that nobody will contest. Mrs. Okolebube is our timekeeper for this session. And immediately, Mr. Please, if you are using PowerPoint, make all your arrangements, because when you start, you start. Please. Your time is 10 minutes. Mrs. Ebube, you will announce the time. When you... PowerPoint, if it's going to eat our time. Because your mode of presentation is completely your own business.
Not when you call them, they begin to arrange PowerPoint. No.
Please, for all contestants, for those who want to use PowerPoint, please don't wait. Please, for those who want to use PowerPoint, don't wait for when you are called. Go and make your arrangements with the IT people. Anybody who will finish in 5 minutes with PowerPoint, please do so. If you finish 2 minutes without PowerPoint, do so. That time is 10 minutes.
Sorry, please, my noble colleagues, you can see the danger of PowerPoint. This is a summarized presentation. You should have it off-head, present it. Present your goals, vision, which you want to deliver to your professional body in a summarized way. Please.
Well,
Please don't forget the rules. There's no clapping of hands. No clapping of hands. No jeering. No cheering. We just listen. Please, no clapping. No jeering. No carry go.
okay. I can start now, please. Because of time, I stand on the existing protocols. I beg you. So first and foremost, I must thank God for this opportunity, thank the Electoral Committee and congratulate them, and thank you who has spent time to come here, because this will give us an opportunity to make an informed judgment in the scheduled election. The person standing before you is Estate Surveyor and Valuer GTN Tabansi, a fellow of the institution and a registered member. Educational qualification, BSc Estate Management from Enugu State, University of Nigeria, Enugu campus. Second class upper division, I met the best graduating student of my year, and I collected all the prizes available in the institution. In 1999, I had BSc from Federal University of Technology, Owerri, MSc in Project Management. Currently, I'm the principal consultant of Tabansi Consulting, which was established in 2016 after having retired from the ministry in 2015 as Director of Lands. Then service to institution. I hope you are following. Please be very fast. Be very fast. Just be rolling on, so that time will not eat up. Then I listed there all the services I've rendered since 1997. Then in public sector, I highlighted in my slide 7. Go to slide 7 immediately. It talks about chairman of ministerial departmental committee and interministerial committee that produced national draft national land policy that is still lying there, which we need to pursue. Then I was chairman of the business committee of the ministry at the time, and then membership of staff housing loan board for 15 good years on my retirement. Then I was principally engaged in the struggle for professionalism in the ministry. And then, with the effort of my colleagues and principally mine, by the grace of God, we saw the division, lands division, to a department, from department to 3 directorates, against all odds. And God gave that to us. And that is part of the credit I have for myself. Then my vision statement says, I want to have an institution that would grow in numbers, knowledge, and professionalism, taking the leadership position in real estate sector and in the economy locally and internationally. That's my vision. Then pursuit. The mission will now be to pursue programs that will strengthen the weak points of the institution chain in terms of knowledge acquisition, access to job to every member firms, and general welfare, while ensuring ethics, discipline, and standards. Then why Tabansifol? Go to slide 10. Are you there? Tabansifol President, why? Of course, the Niesv I know. I said here, with barely 2 years to Golden Jubilee, the institution has recorded a good measure of achievement with increased asset base and almost 6,000 professional membership. However, the profession is still faced with the need to, 1, create opportunity for young members and member firms to be profitably engaged, increase the visibility of estate surveyors and valuers in the government, thereby increasing the number of our members in MDAs, create more opportunities for training and retraining of members to build necessary capacity for the high standard service delivery required in the real estate sector, to continue to encourage professionalizing, specialization, and creation of mega firms through consortiums, continue to fight incursion into the practice of the estate surveying and valuation by other internal and external professionals, pursue and obtain CAC approval of amendment we have made to Constitution for some years now. The needs. Then, noting this, I have a service charter. Please, slide 11. Based on the fact that I am fully aware of the views and workings of the institution and haven't just retired from the service of the federal government as a director of land, where I was deeply involved in the professional struggle that resulted in the creation of the Department of Lands and Housing Development, and this expansion to 3 directorates of land and housing, I want to offer my usual humble, selfless service to the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers. 12th slide. If voted to the position of the President of Nigerian Institution, apart from continuing the good programs of the past and present administrations, upholding the tenets of the institution constitution, and pursuing the aims and objectives, I shall pursue with extra vigor and inside knowledge of the workings of the institution and government the following. 1, bottom-top advocacy. Corporate job sourcing through welfare members. 2, training and capacity building. Creation of Office of Valuer General. Strengthen the institution secretariat. Then my agenda, the strategy for bottom-up advocacy, is first to identify the needs, the mandate needs of MDAs, and where we can come in and stage of staffing we can do, so that we'll be able to engage with the management, and then it will enable us to go up.
3 minutes more.
Then production of information education pamphlets for advocacy, program in television, proactive seeking of collaborations, and all that. Then training. Then sourcing of job. One of the critical things there is that we would critically look at MDAs that will waive and engage with them to waive bidding requirements for estate surveyors consultancy services. It will enable the younger ones to be able to bid. Then in training, we'll encourage pre-planned MCD nationwide to avoid clashes, encourage the faculty, and then seek ways of making the health center to come back, at least for the public sector training, and encourage approved training centers to collaborate with institutions. Then creation of Office of Evaluator General of the Federation, with me at the helm of affairs of Niesv and with the collaboration of my former colleagues, the establishment of Evaluator General of the Federation and states, to my mind, will be easier because I know the system and I've been there. Then strengthen the secretariat, setting to achieve real-time service to all categories of members, quality representation of the institution, transparency and accountability.
A minute to go.
Okay,
1 minute.
Thank you for that. Then training and retraining of our staff in the institution, and then sitting down and collectively deciding on the way to reduce the cost of operation so that the greater money we have will go for the services and retraining of our members. Then concluding remarks. It has become very clear at this time that the collaborative efforts of working with the government is all that we need to reposition our profession. With me as the chief servant of the Niesv, I think it's easier. I want to assure the noble colleagues that my love for this profession will never wane. Having served in various capacities in Niesv, I've always, at all time, and finally,
up.
They say
No clapping. Time up.
The final word is that my parting word is God bless Niesv. I've not been allowed this time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tabansi. Estate Surveyor Mbali Tabansi is one of our formidable candidates for the post of presidency. Please, noble colleagues, I have a problem on my hands, and I am somebody who is very, very pragmatic when issues like this crop up. I don't want to pass the buck to the chairperson of the electoral committee. Chairperson, it has come to my attention that the mode of presentation of the manifesto was not confirmed to members, whether it's going to be oral, whether it's going to be by PowerPoint and otherwise. That is why I'm standing up to talk to all of us. Let us not truncate this business. We are just test running it here. We will fine tune it as we progress. But when I want to believe that once somebody is operating within the timeline he is given, whether it is PowerPoint, whether it is by oral or written, let him operate within that time. So that as you progress, you may now decide it will be only PowerPoint at Enugu. It will be only PowerPoint at Lagos or vice versa. I don't want us to use that to truncate this exercise. Members, that is my plea to all of us. Contestants, are we in order? Fadoju, if all of us here have agreed to my plea, I don't want, see, it is, if PowerPoint, you are operating within your timeline of 10 minutes. If you are talking within the timeline of 10 minutes, please let us fine tune as we progress. Yes, please. That is why I took the liberty to take the plea on her behalf, because it was at my instance yesterday. I told her, Madam, I hope you people have made arrangements for PowerPoint. Should people want to do PowerPoint, make provisions for. I said make provision for this stopwatch and for this bell. I called her yesterday about 5 p.m. I said she should make them available, and which they have. So please, I don't want us to truncate this program. Let us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, I don't know. I would like us to keep all the questions for the president. The question you had for Mr. Tabansi, please write it down and keep. After Mr. State Surveyor and Value Abonta has spoken, we will take presidential questions because they are vying for the same office. And what Tabansi has told us, we will hear whether. All right. No, you have enough time to tell us. Enugu is still there. Abuja, Lagos is still there. So please, may I invite Estate Surveyor and Valuer, Sir Abonta Roland. So please climb the podium. No clapping of hand. Don't clap for me. It means you are already biased. Are you ready?
Oh, okay. The moderator and moderators of this particular program and event, I sincerely appreciate you. I also do appreciate the electoral committee seated. Let me tender the unreserved apology of the 22nd president of our great institution, in person of Dr. B.J. Patolajai, who is unavoidable absent in this particular important event. And he asked me to convey his apology. Let me sincerely acknowledge the efforts of the current leadership under the able piloting of B.J. Patolajai, Estate Surveyor and Valuer. My name, like I've been said, is Roland Abonta, and of course, I have a destiny and track record with the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers. I served as the Secretary of Niger State Branch sometime in the year 1998 to 2002. And later on moved over to Abuja. In the year 2008, 2006, my colleagues in Abuja, having not been a member of any ESCO or committee in Abuja, they elected me on merit to the position of the branch chairman of Abuja. And God gave us grace at that time to take Abuja branch to the height it has continued to soar till today. I have witnesses in the house. And then, after that service, past leaders, I don't want to mention them, said, you have done very well. Why not move over to the National ESCO? And I went for the office of the Assistant National Secretary. And, of course, it was keenly contested like this one is being contested. But God gave me victory. And then I moved on to become the National Secretary of our great institution. And in my time, there were landmark achievements. One is that the Secretariat was restructured into functional departments. And of course, during my tenure, under my watch, the best crop of staff that the institution have ever had came up on board. And subsequently, so many things happened. Effectiveness in leadership. And of course, I moved on by the people's mandate, you, to become the second vice president of our institution. Two key things that happened. I will not waste your time trying to reel up the other ones. One is that the branches became very, very effective. I formed the branch chairman forum, and in that forum, we resolved all knotty issues that were going on in branches, and it was easy for the council to take decision. The second one was that I ensured that crises that came up during my tenure were effectively resolved. Members from River State are here. Members from Niger State are here. Even members from Abuja. I resolved all the crises because of high quality leadership. Shall I continue to say about the achievements? Of course, I became the first vice president of a great institution, and I brought tremendous reforms. Today, the would-be applicants to be members of the institution can easily go online and send their synopsis, and they can be assessed and replied online. Critical analysis is at the verge of being also submitted online and approved. The first ever assessors training that the institution have recorded came under my watch, and it was a successful one. And I have members of membership committee seated here who will bear me witness that it was a groundbreaking, and we patterned it after international best practices. As first vice president, I've had uncounted number of times to represent the president of this institution at National Assembly, at all the government forums, and I have stood my ground. I have witnesses here who have accompanied me. By such representation, the valuation and the implementation of disposal of power sector assets in Nigeria was revised, and today they are about repeating what they did wrongly then. Noble colleagues, what's my vision for the presidency of our institution? My vision is anchored under 3 pillars. Number 1 pillar is quality leadership. Number 2 is leadership effectiveness. And number 3 is ethics and standards. Under these 3 pillars. Hello? Okay, under these 3 pillars, every other thing will fit in. And I have an agenda. I'll quickly summarize it, even though the time is running against me. Please take note of this agenda. Number 1 of the agenda is the fact that I am bringing about reformation in our way of doing business in Niesv. And I will get to achieve that through rebranding and reformation. The structures, the processes. All the while, about 10 years or 12 years in council and 8 years in management, I've acquired requisite experience and knowledge of how to reform our system for effectiveness. And that's where we are going. I have number 2 priority agenda, the development of a befitting national secretariat in Abuja. I applaud the efforts of our past leaders. A lot of effort have gone in this direction. All past leaders have identified the need. As the people that deal with housing accommodation, that is not good that Niesv have no national secretariat in Abuja. And so I am going to do that. Then I am also going to bring about quality membership growth, empowerment, and welfare drive. And that will be achieved through strict compliance to ethics and standards, training and creation of enabling environment for business development and opportunities. I cannot come here as politicians to promise you I'm going to create jobs for everybody. But I'm promising under my watch, the environment will be enabled enough such that every valuer will have opportunity. That's what I'm offering. Wealth creation. Hitherto, our concentration and attention have only been on membership dues and levies. And that is not right. As real actors, there are investment opportunities all over the world. Actually, we have helped so many to become multi-millionaires, but we have not helped our institution. So I'm looking inwards so that we will put our resources together and begin to do investment. and the institution will benefit from it, such that new applicants to be members will no longer be levied. Fellows to be will no longer be levied when we have built a strong financial base. That's what I have to offer to you. Establishment of efficient and sustainable research and development program. That is lacking. All the issues we have with valuation is because there are no guidance. Genuine reconciliation of all members and interest groups in our profession. And then strengthening the state branches structurally and financially to be able to represent us in the various states of the federation. They need to be active enough. Time will fail me to talk about College of Estate Management. We are the verge of the takeoff of that college. And all that I will do is to bring it to reality. And that is the college that will bridge the gap between the students and the practitioners. And I believe it will be a great success when we do that. My action plans are all derived from Ada retreat, from Benin retreat. And it's a very lofty plan, which I will be putting to members' email addresses. Noble colleagues, you will agree with me that I am the best of the candidates for the post of the president. And I seek for your mandate and support to get to that position.
Time up, time up, time up. Don't clap your hands. You are not, when you vote, you clap when you cast your vote. Please clap with your votes. All right, thank you very much. GTN Tabansi and Sir Roland Abonta, thank you, thank you, thank you. You have really kept us standing. We have heard from you people. Please, for the next 10 minutes, we will all take questions from the audience. We have ruled out on, if you value what we are doing, you will take the liberty to come here. I have seen my people from Lagos who paid their fare here. So I want everybody to show that commitment. I will identify my colleague there, CBNX, Shola Niton, Alawo. Is that all? The contestants, if you want to ask each other their strength or their weakness, I will take. But it's a dicey thing. All right. All right, we have 5 questions. One from Osakwe first, Shola Niton, then GTN Tabansi. You say you have a question. No, if they want to ask each other, I think. All right, you are the ones answering the questions. You are answering the question. So, Alawo, we start from you. So the presidents. So, are you directing your question to a particular person, or except it is a global question, or if it's arising from what A spoke or B spoke?
My moderator, sir, and my past president, my question is directed to Mr. Roland Abonta. Having had your profile, that you have served as chairman of Abuja branch, as national secretary, second vice, and what have you.
Question, please.
I want a still part of the question. Sir, I don't know what you have done that have benefited members, the generality of the members of the institution, having served in those posts. And now that are coming in to serve us as president, what are you bringing on board that members are going to benefit generally?
Thank you very much. Osakwe, your question. The questions as contestants, please note the questions as applicable so that you answer all at a go.
Yeah, my chairman, colleagues, my question is actually.
Please, Osakwe, they don't know you. I know you. Okay. Identify yourself.
Oh, my name is Obiora, ESV Obiora Osakwe, past chairman of Abuja branch. My question is for GTN Tabansi. And from Tabansi's manifesto, we appreciate that you're well grounded on the affairs of the institution years back. And we appreciate that definitely for the position of the presidency, the Constitution provides for that it's an elective position. However, the convention over the years is that VPs translate over time to the position of the presidency. And that enables the VPs to be able to undergo the necessary tutelage to be able to mount the flagship of this institution. And again, this convention over the years has guaranteed peace and stability in the institution, and of course has enshrined good governance structure for the institution. My question to you, therefore, is what do you think is wrong with this convention that has prompted or made you not to undergo, to circumvent this convention and want to run for the position of a presidency direct? And secondly, I would want you to explain to us why some time ago we suffered a truncation of this convention, and we all regretted it, and we all decided to go back to this convention. Why is it that in this present dispensation you've decided to reverse the will of progress of the institution by truncating this convention?
Thank you. Shola Eniton.
Mr. Chairman, my questions are addressed to the two contestants. There is a major lacuna in our leadership.
Please let us have one house, please.
There is a major issue in our leadership, and it is the issue of conflict of interest. I want the two presidential aspirants to tell us how will they handle the issue of conflicts of interest between their presidency and their office and their responsibility to members. Secondly, Mr. Tabansi, see, what private practitioners face, I believe you are seeing a little bit of it now. No, the balance of wanting to lead a private sector organization like Niesv, the balance of experience of our challenges and our sufferings, I don't think, I want you to tell me how you intend to manage that lacuna. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have two more questions. Fellows have asked. Issa, you are a fellow. You are a fellow. 3 fellows have spoken. All right, inform us. But you are the last. All right, thank you. No.
My chairman, thank you for giving the audience noble colleagues.
Issa Jato again.
Issa Jato, a fellow of this institution. My good friend, Shola Eniton, just raised a very vital.
We are not hearing you here.
Oh, sorry.
Speaking to the mic. Speaking to the mic.
So what are you bringing? What is that thing that is so important and so vague? That is not present.
So you will highlight it. Yes, thank you very much. Mr. Tabansi, you take the questions as asked by you first. Then Mr. Mr. Tabansi, you answer first. Then Roland. Questions which are for both of you, you will answer your own way. He will answer his own way. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. For all of them. It's straightforward. They are all interwoven. Okay. Like any tombstone is straightforward.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first question came from my very noble senior colleague, Esther Valua Osakwe. What is wrong with the convention of transiting from second to first to this? Well, maybe because the present administration has not published the retreat conclusions and communique we had in Benin. By the special grace of God, at that Benin, one of the panels came up with the fact that it's necessary at this time for every person to come at the time of election to say what you want to do. Those who are feeling that they can do something should equally come up. So, but that apart, my conviction is that I have something to offer, and it is not a constitutional issue. So I needed to tell my members that at this time, because there's a season, there's a time. When it comes and duty calls, you have to answer. Except you say you don't want me. I will continue to serve the institution. So that is my answer. It is not that anything is wrong, but the institution itself has said there should be contest. And that is why we are here. The second question is from my brother, Shola Enito. As far as conflict of interest is concerned, for these 2 years, personal interest should be down and never mentioned. I will not go on any courtesy call having Tabansi consulting card in my pocket. It's not supposed to be done. And then when there are conflicts, since you have given yourself for service, why should there be conflict in the first instance? As far as I'm giving mandate, I have said that part of my core value is integrity, availability, accountability, transparency, and selfless service. That is my core value I'm bringing into the leadership. So there's never will exist for me conflict, because I know I've come for service, and I know every service is a worship to God, and God will judge. Then the one you asked again, the lacuna of my experience in private sector. There's no lacuna. For an active estate surveyor and valuer in the private sector, one thing you people don't understand that we do a lot of practicing in the service. If we call somebody now, there's another question now.
Time up.
We needed to answer Olabade's own.
Time up.
This
Thank you. You see, I don't want to waste my own time walking down. It's better I use your time.
You must bear with Don't clap. You must bear with us. If we don't manage the time, we will not live here. So please, we will continue to answer them. If the question you don't take here, when you go to Enugu or Abuja or Lagos, you start from. In fact, this is just a tip. This is just a tip for all of us who are contestants. Any of the questions you are asked here, which time has not permitted you, start with it at the next venue, so that it will not be a question there. Thank you.
Sorry, please. My noble colleagues, the essence of asking contestants to take note of the questions is to prepare the answers before you come here, so that when you come, you give the summary answer. You must be conscious of time, otherwise we won't go here. Thank you.
Thank you, moderators. I think it's my time now. Thank you very much. What I did to benefit the general public, general members of our profession, when I was national secretary, the issue of Ancon job came up. And as a member of management, I suggested that a committee be set up that will go to AMCON, discuss with AMCON on how this job will spread across the nation. And of course, also discuss the issue of payment. That worked effectively. And I know that majority of our members seated here benefited from AMCON. I don't want to ask for witnesses in the house. It was a strategic move suggested and was carried by management, implemented. Thanks to my leader then, Bode Adedej, who allowed it to go. And of course, I have recently participated in bidding exercise, the Corporate Affairs Commission. They advertised, and in the advertisement, so many surveyors applied. I think we were 128 who met with their requirements. But amongst us, they inserted a non-valuer. And I led the team of those who were pre-qualified. I can see a number of them in this hall. I have witnesses. With the then Honorary National Secretary, we went to CAC, insisted that that name be dropped. I can report to you in an official letter that non-valuer was dropped. And we fought another issue, the issue of making the whole of CAC assets in Nigeria to be one lot. We insisted that the lots must be shared or divided according to zones and towns. And that happened. At the end of the day, I think about 13 firms who bidded were, selected, and the process of giving out that job is on. I also, sitting as the chairman of that forum, insisted that when these firms get this job, that all those who were initially shortlisted will participate in the execution of the job for experience and for also getting part of what they have spent in bidding. And so many in that group suggested that that should be the minimum standard. I assure you that under my watch, we cannot sit aloof as leaders. It was not so before, and then allow MDAs do whatever they like with procurement. The last question, what do we hold you for? Hold me for development of the Niesv Secretariat, and also hold me for membership effectiveness, reconciliation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, distinguished colleagues. I want to thank the first two contestants for the presidential slot, Sir GTN Tabansi and Sir Roland Abonta, for this wonderful presentation. We believe the electorates have seen you, they have heard from you, and they will do the needful. Thank you. I will ask my colleague to invite the other next contestants to please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we arrive at the next bus stop, the first vice president. I want to invite Estate Surveyor and Valuer Elias Ovenso to please approach the podium. Timekeeper, be ready. This is for the position of the first vice president of the institution.
My chairman, noble colleagues.
Mr. So 5 minutes is what you have.
Mine very simple because I don't intend to go into details. I have 3 items I want to look at in order to tell you why I'm vying for the position of first vice president of this institution. 1, about my profile. Who is Elias Ongome of Veswo? I have HND from Auchi Poly, MSc from Moguse University, fellow of the Nigeria Institution of Essays of Valia. I'm correct doing my PhD. The working experience, I work in so many companies. William Partners, Julius Adekola. Before I joined others to form my own firm, which I'm running since 1992 to today. Then what post have you heard that you think is good to qualify you to vie to lead this body? I've heard so many posts for the past 25 years that have been working in this professional body. Some of them, just to highlight them, is One, I've served the institution for 26 years in the following capacity. I was auditor, legal branch, 2000 to 2001, as official, unofficial of council, member SCPD, chairman, Lagos NCPD, as official again, chairman subcommittee or manual which you have in your library. I also serve as chairman of Lagos State. During the time of serving as chairman of Lagos State, there were crises. We were able to manage the crisis, God's willing. And not just only managing the crisis, there was a secretariat that was abandoned for 3 years. When I came in, 2010, I hosted a conference as a chairman. After hosting a conference in 2010, the next year, a secretariat that was abandoned was completed. And what was the trick? The trick is judicious and prudent management of we don't want to tell ourselves the home truth. If the profession is being moved as efficiently as expected, I will just ask 2 or 3 questions. We have handled about 3 to 4 cases. We suited one, and people sued us for others. We lost all the cases. That is not efficient management of organization. If you have handled 4 to 5 cases and you lost all of them. Secondly, for the first time, we had a conference and AGM and the other side of the conference was divided. I've been in this professional body since 1979 as a student member. This is the first time it has happened. Then, we must also know for our leaders to have honesty and devotion. They did a brain work. They worked effectively before they came with that. And until we start to move that, you will see that we have a long way to go. Then, what is my mission? My mission is to, because as vice president, fair vice, you are not the captain of the ship. I will have only one ship. Is to work effectively by way of advice and cooperation with the head, who is the president, to move the institution to the next level. The president needs capable hands that can drive with him and work with him efficiently to move the institution to the next level. And I feel I have those qualities. That's why I'm offering myself, because if there was effective cooperation with the leadership, some of all these things will not be there. Then there were issues that were raised. This is a professional body. We need to retrain ourselves and create an enabling environment for you to attract job. I'm aware that some of us who have done it in some other little ways, but if I'm given the opportunity by nature of the fact that I'm involved in the political dispensation of this country, I should be able to create an enabling environment for the institution. I need your vote.
Please, noble colleagues, note your questions. If you have any questions for Estate Survey Officer, please note it down. After this contestant 2, you will take the 2 questions simultaneously. Thank you.
So next is Okas Imanwike. Please approach the podium. 5 minutes. And your time starts now.
He has not rang the bell. Noble colleagues, good afternoon. Before you is Mr. Estate Surveyor Emma Okas Wike, elected as an associate member in 1997 and registered as an estate surveyor and valuer in 1998. Worked in the firm of Knight Frank and Rotley till 2000 when he established the firm of Emma Wike and Partners. Was the Public Secretary of Rivers State. In 2008, he was elected as the Honorary National Public Secretary, and in 2010 was elected as the branch chairman of Rivers State and was re-elected in 2012. In 2014, I was elected as one of the unofficial members and was declared and named the House leader, which has followed me up to this moment. In 2014, in 2016, I was elected as the second vice president, the office I'm occupying up to this moment. Emma Okaswike is a Rotarian and a member of several boards, including Greater Port Harcourt Development Authority. My mission and vision for the institution of estate surveyors and valuers: to make estate surveying and valuation a more popular, visible profession in Nigeria and beyond, where practitioners' welfare is paramount and professionalism is rewarded. To do this, it is my intention, with my experience and by the grace of God, the support of membership of this noble profession, to transform Niesv to the best welfare professional body in Nigeria, without neglecting the need for continuous professional development of members whose program will be reference point for other professional bodies to emulate. For me to achieve this, 1, aggressive drive membership growth, to carry out career counseling session to young students, beginning with the secondary schools up to tertiary institutions, sensitizing them and educating them on the prospect of an estate surveyor and valuer. Number 2, to encourage professionals and graduate members into being elected as professional membership. This I will do through encouraging the probationers and graduates, which I have been doing since 2006. I'm sure most of our members that were elected for the past 4 or 5 years will bear me witness that I have been advising them on how and way to be able to pass their exam, and that has been helping the institution. I will also place genuine emphasis on the welfare of members, a situation where our surveyors, especially the young ones, are paid peanuts, will be discouraged. My intention is to have a strategic section with the head of practice and head of practitioners, where some of these issues will be discussed and the welfare of members will be taken into consideration. To encourage genuine mentorship program, my idea here is for us to talk to our seniors, who will try as much as possible to educate our young ones on the code of ethics of our institution. Secondly, as the person that will be in charge of the faculties by the grace of God and by your vote by 24th of March 2018, I will also try as much as possible to strengthen the faculties, to strengthen the faculties and ensure that they carry out their activities according to the local and international practice. And finally, to support the board to ensure that our area members are penalized where found worthy. My intention is to ensure that the institution of estate surveying and valuation is popular and visible to all, both at the public and the private sector. Thank you, and God bless you.
I was so excited that he managed the time to my satisfaction. You see, when people are complaining of time, somebody who has planned to manage the time, he finished before we rang the bell. So thank you very much.
Yes, it's sign of success, sir. It's sign of victory.
I now know that the first person has given us a tip of what he wants to do for us. Please, Any questions for the two candidates of first vice? Lucky them, no questions whatsoever. It means that, you know what that translates into, noble colleagues? They know that they are just there in the boat to follow the captain. Because if he says he wants to go to National Assembly and the president says, first vice, don't go today, go tomorrow, he can't go. So he has to do teamwork to follow the president. That's why they have not asked you any question. The questions they have. No question. Oga, if it is an afterthought, we'll take it after the second vice presidential. All right, please, let's hear him. You are here. I respect you for coming here. Identify yourself and.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, noble colleagues. My name is ESV Obiefuna Okeze. My question goes to the contestants. Two of them, yes. It's not going to any particular person, both of them. Even as first vice, we need to have KPIs in the institution now. The time has come. So that before the time passes, we should be able to have parameters to measure achievements or progress. So that before the person becomes the president, we should know the direction the people are going. Whether they are getting it right according to what they have promised us or they have not gotten it right. That's my like an observation, sir.
Noble colleague, I want to thank you. I want us to note that as an information and observation for this house. Because key performance index, it's not a one-man affair in this institution. When they come on board, they will do their own, and then they throw it up for us, which we will judge them at the appropriate time. So please, thank you. We note it for the incoming.
We now, since there are no questions, we now move to the next stage. That's the second vice presidential candidates. On the list here, we have I call on Amayepo John Boo Osarumen to come up and present your manifesto. 5 minutes.
Permit me to stand on existing protocol. The position of a second vice is a position of leadership. And as a leader, you must be humble, accessible, selfless. You must have a listening ear. You must be objective, pragmatic, honest, dedicated, passionate, and compassionate. And must be a team player. Noble colleagues, you all know that these are the qualities I have. And these are the qualities I'm bringing in as your second vice. Also, I want you to note my track records. One, for over 15 years now, I have been donating books to schools annually. And all the schools have all gotten my books for over 15 years. Also, I also want to let you know too that I have taken the institution to the national, international level. For the first time in 2015, I took Niesv to University College of Estate Management, where a training was conducted. I represented your interest. Even in 2016, I did that package for the Faculty of Plant and Machinery, and the records are there. I also did it for Lagos State Branch to University of Cape Town in 2013. I also want to let you know, it's on record, that the last conference, I single-handedly, by the grace of God, sponsored that national quiz. I also want to let you know that by the grace of God, God has used me to place a life and endowment for Professor C.A. Ajayi of University of Ife. Today, there's an endowment there for the best students in advanced valuation. I also did, for the past 7 years, a life endowment for the late Adegbeye, for the best student in professional practice in NISV exams. These are there. I also want to let you know that I was the best student in my department and the School of Environmental Studies with all awards from Yaba College of Technology. Noble colleagues, I also want to inform you that I have been supporting all branches MCPDs since 2002 to make the branches grow. I also want to inform you that recently the NISV gave us a task to make a payment ID card. This has been there for over 12 years and it was not achieved. But by the grace of God, as we talk, I have been able to broker a deal with Stanbic IBTC to produce that payment ID where we all have loyalties for all of us free. That payment ID will have loyalties. And I've started discussing with so many organizations like LG, ARIC, ABC, so that carrying that ID card, you will have some percentages being a member of this great institution. Noble colleagues, I also want to inform you, as part of my records, that I have been supporting students across the country, building EMSA across the country. I have also recently been given an award jointly by the United Nations, the federal government, and UNIDO for commitment to quality. And that is what I represent, and that is what I'm going to bring for you as a second vice. Now, as a second vice, what do you have? As the PPC chairman, I'm going to increase the number of geographical reach outside Lagos, Abuja, and because our numbers are growing, we need to be able to dispense with cases. I'll be very objective, and I will not delay. Then, as supervising chairman of branches, it may interest you to note that I have already prepared a schedule to visit all the branches during my 2 years. I will go there, meet with the members of our colleagues in the branches, and I will also go to schools, discuss with lecturers, find out what is their problem. And I will also go to ministries, meet our colleagues, what is their issues, what value are they adding to that ministries. These are some of those things I will do. And I also, as liaison officer with our affiliate bodies, I will make sure that you will be properly represented with our affiliate bodies. Noble colleagues, time will not permit me to give you the more I have. I am seeking and asking for your vote. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
No clapping, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Please, 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 those who have questions for the second vice presidential candidates,
please, you keep your questions. Please, you get ready with your questions after the second presentation. Please, Mr. Jambu, can you sit down, please? Please, 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 please. Go back to us. Please, 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 please. Please. Please, please, please. Please. Please, I will at this point call on Mr. Alonge Victor Adekunle to come out, please, present your manifesto. 5 minutes.
Noble colleague, good afternoon. Mr. Chairman, permit me to stand on already established protocol. My name is Victor Alonge. I am here this afternoon to ask you to support me and to vote me to become your second vice president. I will not bore you with my profile, we all have it, but I'm a fellow of the institution, a fellow of the RICS, a fellow of the Institute of Directors Nigeria, and a registered surveyor and valuer. I am the senior partner of Nelson Top Alonge, surveyors and valuers. I have been an active servant in this institution for many years. I've had the privilege of serving in National Council, and I've had the privilege of heading several council committees, and also being member of many council committees. I've also headed the faculty, and I'm currently your representative on the Estate Surveyors and Valuers Association Board of Nigeria, and I am the chairman of the Professional Practice Committee. In all those opportunities that I've had to serve you, I have stood for your interest. I have always been driven by two things: that service to this profession has to stand on two legs, and that is the welfare of members and then standards. Welfare, because as an institution, our welfare is important. And standard will sustain us and will ensure that we are competitive. I want to say that in my previous service at council, many people don't know, I don't blow my trumpet. I work and I allow the results to show. Many people may not know that I, Victor Alonge, as an unofficial member of council, stood up and fought for the current annual subscription that you are paying today. The proposal from management at that time was 150% increase. And when it came to council, I stood for you. And I said, that will be unjust. And before I went to that council, I made sure I did my research, NIQS, and other professional bodies. At a point, some of my colleagues were saying, Victor, you can afford it. And I said, yes, I can afford it. But how many of our members have, with respect, have the opportunity that I have? But eventually, we got it down to the level that it is. So I fought for you. Secondly, my first vice president came here and said, AMCON. Yes, I give kudos to that management for the vision. But I want to remind you that I, Victor Alonge, was the chairman of that committee. And the current president of the institution was the vice chairman. And we pursued that assignment selflessly. And we got results. And the first thing I did when I got there, ESV and Valua, my senior noble colleague, Osakwe, is also a member. The first thing I did was to disqualify myself as the chairman. Even though the executive director of AMCON, Jega, was my very close friend, and that actually informed why I was made the chairman from Bodadidiji, who was the president. I disqualified my firm that if I'm going to lead this committee, my firm would not be in the first set of firms that will be awarded the contract. And that was what happened. I remember in council when I got there, people said, is it true? So noble colleagues.
Minute to go. Minute.
Noble colleagues. At the retreat, I organized it. And I was the secretary of the committee that wrote the report. I have been the chairman of Faculty of Land and Information Service. Currently, on the board, there are a lot of things we have done. I'm just saying this so that you know that competence is important. The adhesives that we pay 250 for today, I fought for it. From 5,000, I reduced it to 250. And the development levy that we were paying on the board, when I got to the board, I fought and convinced my colleagues. I worked with them. And it was left. We don't pay it again. But let me tell you, my vision is welfare and capacity building. I know that there are constitutional role for second vice president, part of which is affiliate group, RICS, FIAPSI. I am going to work to make sure that that is done. Noble colleagues, give me your vote and you will not regret it. Thank you very much.
Please don't break the rules. Please don't break the rules. No clapping of hands. Please, Use your vote. Use your vote. Please clap with your votes. I've repeated this. Yeah. Please, 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 please. Let us be orderly. Let us clap with our votes at the appropriate time. Thank you. Please, the two vices, the two second vices. Any question for the last two contestants? All right. Shall I end it on one? Allow day 3, allow. All right, I will take those two people back. So I start with Oloyede. Since, when he comes, the size is good enough for me to see.
My chairman, sir, and noble colleagues, my question will be directed.
Are you addressing your question to the two of them or a particular person?
I'll be directing my question to ASV Alonge.
Alonge, please. Instead of Alonge, please note. Where is here? Am I ever? All right.
My name is Kola Olayode, Vice Chairman Abuja and Fellow of the institution. From the manifestos given by Alonge, I cannot pick anything on his track record as having assisted the surveying profession apart from all these stories about reducing fee and so on and so forth.
Oh, please, 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 please hold your peace. Use your vote. You boo with your vote. Please, let's have one house. Your vote is your power.
So, my chairman, sir,
please, you are recognized. Please, 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 please. Please, I plead with you. Please, Olorode is recognized. He is asking what is pertinent to him. If he gets an answer, you use your vote to get the answer too. So please, allow him to land. Olorode, please, fast, 2 minutes.
As a candidate under my branch, where I'm an elder statesman, I will have loved a situation whereby he has he has his root in this Abuja by having some contributions which can give him a legacy to grow to that level. But we couldn't have that. So I wouldn't know how he would be able to carry on the function of the second vice presidency successfully. Thank you.
My moderators, sir. My moderators. Okay. I thought you were going.
My name is Estate Surveyor and Valuer Chief Sir Jude Egwekwe, Eze-elect. Fellow of the institution. My question is for Victor Alonge. I know you are chairman of the Technical Committee on Nigerian Valuation Standards. Can you briefly tell this noble gathering, the benefit of the Green Book? I don't know it myself. Thank you very much.
My name is Estate Surveyor and Valuer Adefokun Stephen. Prince, thank you. I have question for Estate Surveyor and Valuer Jumbo. I heard him saying he single-handedly sponsor a particular conference. I want him to please, I would like him to present an evidence. He did not mention quiz, please. Please, with an evidence, can he prove to us that truly he single-handedly sponsor a conference that I paid for? Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Estate Surveyor. Estate Surveyor and Valuer Olubumi Onare is my name. And my question is directed to Estate Surveyor and Valuer Alunge. As a board member, sir, I want to know what you have achieved.
Good afternoon, distinguished noble colleagues. My name is Dapo Olaya. My question goes to Estate Surveyor and Valuer Victor Alunge. As a prospecting second vice president, we want to know what plans you have to defend our turf, because one of the contestants for the position of president said that we lost 3 battles in the court, and we know that as professionals we should be proactive. So as our incoming, by the grace of God, if you win, second vice president, issues like that will come up. And for such cases, we need members who are deep and who have intellectual prowess. I also want ASV Jumbo to answer the same question. Thank you.
Thank you. What Shola Niton? No, he paid his way from Lagos here. That's why I want him to. No.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, sir.
Yeah.
There are reasons for
who is this question directed?
It's directed to the 2 of them.
Both of them.
Yes. There are reasons why our motto says honesty and devotion. And I want to believe that the intendment of the 4 fathers were that we should be an organization that is of strict integrity. In 2002, there was an issue which required the then honorary national treasurer to take money from an indicted group who were indicted for exam malpractice. I'm going somewhere, sir.
No, Shola, please. Shola, please.
Therefore,
please, Shola, ask a question. How will issues of this be handled by the days? Not.
It's a prelude. I'm going to my question
because
now.
Because of time.
Okay.
Time.
Okay. Okay. I would like to ask Mr. Jumbo Amayewo whether the issue for which he was indicted in 2002-2003 whilst he was honorary national treasurer is an integrity issue that should have advised him that the office of president of the Nigerian Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, which rests on honesty and devotion, he ought not to have come out to contest for. How will he relate that to the issue of integrity? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Contestants for that office, I will not, you will not answer that question here. Because you will not answer that question here. It is an issue, your profile has been run for. If the committee has screened you and presented you to us, we will judge you by what you have. Please, please, I'm telling both of you not to answer that question. Otherwise, we will go into records. Please. The question I will ask is, in issues of fiduciary misdemeanor, how will we handle it, being that you have been a party to something like that? I don't want you to take it, please. We will not take, you will not answer that question. Allow the last question, no? If you insist. That's the last question, please. That's the last.
My moderator and my past president, sir. My question is directed to ESV Jumbu. Am I able? Yes. From the manifesto you have just presented to us, that over 15 years ago you've been donating books, which I'm aware anyway. Will you still continue to donate this book? Because I want to believe that it's because you want to contest. That is one. Then secondly, you say you have planned to visit branches as one of the constitutional responsibility. Can you please tell this house how many branches we have as of today in the institution? Thank you.
Excellent question. Please, Victor, you take the podium and answer because you have more questions. Victor, 3 minutes. 3 minutes for all the questions.
I stand on the existing protocol. I am a member of Abuja branch, and I've always supported Abuja branch. As a matter of fact, past chairman will testify that I've always been a pillar. We celebrated our 25th anniversary last year, and I think I was solidly behind the ESCO. So I've always done that. Even the physical asset that we have in Abuja here, I was a major contributor to that. So, and in all the branches, whether in Lagos, I donated about 1 million naira to the Lagos Building Fund, Ekiti, Osun, even the recent one in Enugu State. I think I am a premium donor to that. And I have been supporting academic programs. There are so many universities that I've donated books to. Those ones I don't have to come here and shout. But I have always promoted this profession. Now, the Green Book, I want to say that it is our standard. I was at a program with Stamic IBTC and SEG. I think the Lagos chair was also there. I defended this profession. My own position is to develop the local practitioners. That was why when I got to the board and the board licensed 2 foreigners to practice here and register them, I stood up on your behalf and fought that and got them delisted and removed from the register. That was what I did. That was what I did. I've always supported this profession and I will continue to support this profession. Now, my achievement on the board, I have said it. I mean, I'm still going to write every member individually to set out my goals. But let me tell you, this profession needs proper representation. The high fees that we pay, the cost of our membership that we pay, is because we are not marketable outside. Niesv is not a brand that I command sponsorship. But what I intend to do, I'm the chairman of IOD, Abuja, and the Northern Zone currently. And I'm a member of the IOD Governing Council. I intend to use that position to benefit and to rub off from this institution. More sponsorship for our programs so that the burden of membership in terms of cost will be lower for our members. Hold me to that and we will achieve it. Thank you very much.
Noble colleagues.
Clap with your votes. Clap with your votes at the appropriate time.
Noble colleagues. My brother Stephen, maybe you didn't get me clear.
Time has started.
My brother Stephen, maybe you did not get me very clear. I said the national quiz. If you were at the dinner, you will know. If you were at the last dinner, you will know. That's just to answer that question. And two, on issue of integrity. It's on record in this profession that I still remain the only treasurer in my generation that sent financial statements to all financial members 3 weeks before AGM. It's on record. It's also on record that I was never involved in exam malpractices. As a matter of fact, I've told Shola before, his classmate was the one that was involved in exam malpractices in Kaduna.
Please don't clap.
And please, let me just tell you, I was the one. May God blesses his soul. Chief Adebi, I was the one that brought the information to him that somebody wrote an exam for another person. Taoreed Otunbade is still alive. He was the one that, among those who invigilated people in Kaduna. And he called me excitedly, thinking Shola's classmate was a probationer. I said, no.
You see, this is what I was avoiding.
Please, please. So let me just tell you, what I want to let you know
it's okay.
is that I have...
Please address the audience. Don't address anything.
Shola, excuse me. Wait, please. Excuse me. Sorry. A minute. Let me tell you, when Shola contested for the position of chairman Lagos State Branch, without my consent, he used my name to solicit for vote. And I refuted that. That has always been his grudge against me. And he failed. So my noble colleagues, I will keep donating books, even if after I have won. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Excuse me, please, noble colleagues. Noble colleagues, we have rules guarding this forum. Please, gentlemen there, please excuse me here. I have rules sitting, please. We shall if you continue this way. We shall apply sanctions if you continue this way, please. Please, be careful. We are warned.
My noble colleagues, my great noble colleagues, we are supposed to be professional estate surveyors and valuers in nobility. What you have here, we are moderators. We are not people, we are not screening committee. We are not electoral committee. We are moderators. And we moderate including your conduct. Please, the chairman said it from beginning. Let's avoid personal issues. Here we are here for the profession. Our profession is what we are here for. Anything personal, please, let's not go into it. We don't want to waste further time. Time is not in our favor. Please cooperate with us.
Shola, are you informing us? What is the order? Please. I don't want it to. There is no contest between. Please, there is no contest between yourself and Amayevo. Please, Shola, hold on. Sit down. Shola, sit down. Sit down. Shola, can you sit down? Can you please sit down? Sit down, Shola. Shola, sit down. All right, sit down, sit down. Is Bature in this? Is Bature in this gathering? All right. What I'm saying is, like when we started, I had indicated to all of us here that for members, for contestants who have no opposition, they will just stand up and let us know whether they have hunchback or have leg. So Bature is not here, and he's contesting for the position of Honorable National Secretary and is unopposed. So please, the next office is National Treasurer.
The National Treasurers, this position is being contested by Esther Sovereign Valor Olokure Adere Fatima and Esther Sovereign Valor David Michael. You have 3 minutes each to address us on your goals. So please come, and as soon as you come, your time starts. 3 minutes. Fatima can start first. Fatima, lady first. Address us.
Thank you. Good afternoon, noble colleagues. I wish to stand on existing protocol.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. My name is Adenrele Fatima Olowokure. I was made an associate, or I became an associate in 1993, and became a registered surveyor in 1994. I graduated from the University of Ife in 1988, and immediately I finished from the university. Even during my service, I was a very active member of my branch. I have served in various capacities in my branch. I have been the assistant secretary of my branch. I was at the time the vice chairman of my branch. Along the line, I became the first female chairperson of a branch. And I was in the council for 2 years, 2015 to 2012 to 2015. I've served on various committees. I served on the National Conference Local Organizing Committee for the conference that took place in Kaduna a long time ago. I am the chairperson of the disciplinary committee of my branch, and I have an MSc degree, an MBA in financial management. I have been the treasurer of my branch. And looking at all those experiences that I have listed, I do think I am the best person to serve you as the treasurer of this great institution. I have a number of things I intend to do. I will ensure that all financial transactions are properly recorded. I will also ensure that all inflows are safely kept in good banks that will give us good interest, so that even while the funds are sitting down, they are yielding interest. Thirdly, I will ensure that modern software are used to make sure that all records are kept properly and accuracy is up to date in keeping records. I assure you that as an As a treasurer of our institution, I will ensure that I'm a team player and make sure that every payment made, every kobo spent is spent prudently. I assure you that you won't be voting in the wrong direction by making me your national treasurer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please, security guys here. The guy of security should go and tell our colleagues outside to conduct themselves properly. Otherwise, we shall come here to hire this place for further activities and we shall be denied. We are a reputable and responsible organization. They cannot be exhibiting what they are doing outside there. Our business is inside here and they should please come inside here. Security. Thank you.
ESV, David, Michael, please come and present your own. You have 3 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. My name is Otomba David Michael.
Please inform any contestant who is outside there. We shall invoke to sanction them because you are not supposed to come here and do your campaign. If that is what is causing that commotion there, all contestants should be inside this hall. Please, when we have finished, you can go and do your campaign. If a contestant is found outside there, then he's going foul of what we have agreed here. Please, you start again.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. My names are Otomba David Michael Ihanacho. Let me not bother you much with profile and my educational background, but what I want you to understand is that I have served the Corporate Affairs Committee for 4 years, and also I'm presently the Assistant National Treasurer of the institution. Actually, it is primarily necessary for somebody who is going for the position of National Treasurer to understudy so that you can be able to know and pass through the hiccups to know how the treasurer works. And this I have done for 2 years now. And the present National Treasurer can also testify to my records. Now, I won't actually go much, but everybody knows literally what it takes to be a national treasurer or the duties of a national treasurer, which I will not dwell more. But I am coming with an agenda which to enable me work during my position. Now, that one of it is generation of income. It is very, very sad that when you look at our account, about 80% are internally generated, which is very, very bad. Coming from pledges, coming from dues. These are leaving our members a lot of burden, and every member is complaining. So we need to work outside and then generate funds for our institution, and this I have already started. I'm talking to major companies in Port Harcourt, Lagos, and oil sectors, and they are willing to support our institution financially. And when I'm there, all of you will start seeing it happening. Secondly, when you if you generate the income, management of income, I am going to make sure that any income we make is properly managed, put into investment that will yield profit to the institution, and also our excess profit or excess fund is being put in fixed deposit, which will yield an interest to the institution. And another thing there is that about coming to the institution in generally, we have been doing events like conferences and others, and the way our conferences are in no way compared to other conferences of MBA and other ones. I have interaction with them, and we are working hand in glove to make sure that everything works in place. I have also gone through the files and records of the institution, and there are things that I am presently working with the present National Treasurer to implement, which will be of a good benefit to the institution. And it will be necessary that I come also as the National Treasurer and complete this track record, which my mentor have already started, which is National Treasurer. Thank you very much.
Time up. Thank you very much, Michael. Noble colleagues, we have presented to you Fatima and Michael. They want to serve you as the national treasurer. Please, at the appropriate stage, take your decision. Any questions for either of them? Shola, you have a question? All right. So that he will use it to inform us. Shola, that your information should come with this question.
I will ask questions to both of them. Separate questions. The first one is to David Michael because we have integrity issues that remain unanswered. And I don't think people who have serious integrity issues should present themselves anymore for elective office in Niesv.
Keep your comments. Yes and no. Keep it. Do it with your vote.
Mr. Chairman, sir. I want to ask Mr. Michael what he understands the word integrity to mean. And I want to ask the two of them what they understand their role as treasurer to be. Because he has just said to us here that he will go out to bring sponsorship, which is the role of the National Publicity Secretary. It's the role of the National Publicity Secretary. I think they need to look in the Constitution. He needs to look in the Constitution. His role is management and control of the accounts. It does not include going to get sponsorship to cover for dues. Can we not pay our dues? I mean, look at me. Can we not pay our dues?
Please address us.
Mr. Chairman, sir. Hajia Olowokure, management and control of accounts. What is your understanding of that role as elucidated in the Constitution? And I ask that as a second question also to David Michael. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lagos State Chairman is here, so he has to ask his question. Please ask Lagos Chair.
Thank you, my chairman of this session, noble colleagues. My question is for both candidates of this position. I'm very interested in this position. My name is, apologies, SS of Valua Oluro Barari Malade, chairman of the very branch, Lagos State branch. Two questions, and I'll be very smart about it. First,
you are noting the questions.
Yes. I'm a member of council now, by God's grace. I've been a member of council for some months. And it's a bit deplorable looking at our financials and realizing that within the financials, there's very little in terms of generation without tasking our members. Now, I heard what Shola said regarding the roles of the treasurer. Is very right. But there's also an advisory aspect that comes from that position, which comes to council and the key officers. My question is this: both for David Michael, is a member of council now, is the assistant, and Mrs. Oluokere, I hear she's the chairman. She was former chairman of Kaduna branch. I don't know how buoyant Kaduna branch was when she was chairman, but that's for another day. The question basically is what measures, what advice, knowing what we have now in our accounts, will they be able to give the incoming president and council on clear ways of how, beyond tasking fellows and associates, they can generate money. We want to get ideas here. That's my question. Thank you.
Contestants, you have heard the questions, but you see, Lagos Chair, with due respect to your question, that question is for the team. That your question, please, Treasurer, because it is you only manage what we have brought to you. I'm sorry, I have to take this moderating position. That question he has asked is for the entire management committee. So you answer the other question, because when we give you our money, you have to tell us how you are going to make it grow or slide off your hands or otherwise. So please restrict yourself to the other questions, because you don't have a final say. It's the team that will vote the club. Thank you.
Good afternoon, noble colleagues. My name's ESV Ausi Abraham Afolani. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. And my question goes to Mr. ESV David Michael. And Mr. David, you have told the honorables gathering this evening that you have worked closely with your former boss. I mean the honorable treasurer. And you said the Niesv is unable to generate much money than internally generated fund. And you say you are going to be looking outside to consult some company, whatever, to bring more income. But now that you are coming, is it now that you want to do that? Why can't you complement the effort of your former boss to achieve that before now? Are you going to do anything different now, apart from what you have been doing to assist your boss to achieve that now?
My noble colleague, thank you for that your question. You see, we have to give a direction to what we are doing here. The question you are asking falls back to what Shola Eniton was saying, that what our noble colleague Michael was proposing or articulating falls outside the specific ambit of his office. But he is a member of the management committee. And all what he is telling us here, the president-to-be are here. They have heard him. They will tap into it, because he can only do all those things through that vehicle. I stand to be corrected. So please, answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I love those questions very much. Then coming to the question by Shola Editor, integrity is doing things right in a transparent manner. Full stop. Then coming to the generation of funds, please, I want to restate for you that the National Treasurer is the chairman of F&GPC, and that includes generation and management of funds. So I generate the funds through, as I've said, through the people I'm talking to now, the blue chips companies, the oil sectors, people who are willing to help us, you understand, in all our activities, and say manage the fund by putting it in the right investment, and also just the way my madam is doing now. If we have surplus, we put it in a fixed deposit, and it yields interest for us. So doing the right thing at the right time, that is what it's all about. Full stop. Then coming to asking me if why I couldn't do it now. You see, that is why I'm saying you need to understudy. If you don't understudy, you can't just jump into it. It has been on record of the institution that the assistant normally assumed the national treasurer. So we can't change it now. So what I'm trying to let you know is that the Constitution is generally clear. The Constitution is clear. That the Constitution is clear.
Thank you.
The Constitution is clear that I'm there to assist and not to spearhead. So I'm assisting my madam and to do things the way it's supposed to be. And as assistant treasurer, we have also, just like as I told you, I have gone through the record and files, and there are certain things me and her are already implementing, which have been yielding, and it is really nice that I complete it the way it's supposed to be. May God give us the strength. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Full stop.
Fatima.
Noble colleagues, I think the chief moderator has spoken well. The post of the treasurer is not a post where you start taking all the decisions. You're actually just following what you can give suggestions, and I will give good suggestions to the president in respect of where to keep funds, the best banks to keep them, and all that. But as a treasurer, I assure you of proper accounting, good recording, so that you can see whatever trickles in. We mustn't forget that money comes in slowly and goes so fast. So I will make sure that whatever money comes in is spent prudently.
Please don't clap, don't clap, don't clap, don't clap.
I don't need to tell you that I'm going to any oil company or whatever. I mean, nobody's going to any oil company. I don't need to talk about my, back to my opponent, but I assure you that proper accounting, proper retrieval process, you can see whatever is coming in, and you'll be assured that whatever is spent will be spent in line with the F&GPC procedures.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We want to thank the two contestants. May I thank the two contestants for giving a good account of themselves. And noble colleagues, your PVC is your power. We move forward. I will call on the indefatigable Monday to show us his bow tie. No, because we want to make sure the person who is going to talk for us doesn't have bow leg or doesn't have hunchback. So 1 second, just greet us for not having a contestant.
My chairman, members of the panel, distinguished noble colleagues, I don't have a hunchback. This is me. And this new era, we're going to be dealing on advocacy, real advocacy, and rebranding. Work with me. We're going to achieve that. I am Monda Hiwe. I represent the new FACE of the next PHASE of Niesv. Thank you.
Noble colleagues, let's move to Assistant National Secretary. May I have the privilege of inviting Adiatu Kazim Additional to please approach the podium. How many minutes? You have 3 minutes.
The moderators, fellows, noble colleagues. My name is Essence of and follower Adiatu Kazim Additional. I'm a fellow of the Nigerian School of Essence of Followers, a fellow certified student of auctioneering, member Royal Student of Charter Surveyor, member Charter Student of Loan and Risk Management, and a registered surveyor. Why am I contesting, and what do I have to offer? I'm contesting because I believe the word of secretary requires diligence, integrity, honesty, and accountability. And what have I done before? I have been the secretary of the branch, Abuja branch. And what did I do? I made sure that the current secretary we have now was well set up, well documented, and the records are well managed. When I took over as secretary of Abuja branch, I took over with only one file. But when I was leaving, the branch secretary was properly set up. People have the records. The records are well managed. And what am I doing now? I'm a member of the PPC. I'm the vice chairman of Faculty of Administration. I'm also the chairman of Abuja Property Data Collection in Abuja here. And what do I think I want to do? as Assistant Secretary. To assist the National Secretary. And why do I do that? I do that by ensuring that information and record management are properly scrutinized and the quality of the information that comes from our secretariat are properly representing what we believe in. And then in that case, I have to work with the Office of National Secretary. That what we deliver to our members and public are what represents us and project our image as professional body. I'm contesting to assist National Secretary. I'm not National Secretary. So my job, principally, is to ensure that whatever is delegated to me as an assistant is effectively, adequately, and efficiently performed as at when due. And to ensure that I contribute on the supervision of the National Secretary, that the Secretariat is well managed, well run, and efficiently providing the service that we require. That we represent professional body. That the quality of information we have there serves us effectively. By doing that, we will be able to say Niesv is the body we represent. And I assure you, with the experience, capability, capacity, and competence I have, I will do it effectively. A vote for me is a vote for credibility. A vote for me is a vote for integrity. It's a vote for presence at everywhere and ensure that the quality of what we have represents us. My noble colleagues, I've done it before at Abuja branch, and I'm also serving at the PPC where I've been representing you very well. I've also been doing it at other levels, performing effectively, and I can assure you a vote for me give you what you expect of a National Secretary waiting. So my noble colleagues, National Secretariat require efficiency. And to be supporting the National Secretary, you also need the competency and experience. I'm going to support the National Secretary effectively, efficiently, and collaborate with him, and provide him with necessary support. And ensure that we work collectively. Thank you for your support.
Please, no clapping. Have you forgotten? If I have the power, I will just seize your voter's card. I will seize your voter's card. Don't clap again, oh. The lady with the eyeglasses, we will take your voter's card. Lassa, please approach the moderator's table. Please sit down. Please, quick. Yeah. While Lassa is approaching the table, I invite Abeji Olushola Folari to please approach the podium. Please. Wait, they are using the microphone. We are not hearing. Just use your business.
Good. 3 minutes. Good afternoon, noble colleagues. Permit me to stand on existing protocols. My name is Olushola Abeji. I'm an associate of this institution of over 10 years. And I've had my trainings at Babatunde & Co., at Dia Fatimle & Co., and ultimately Bello & Co., where I became a partner and resigned willfully to set up my own practice, Shola Abeji and Partners. By the grace of God, my practice is doing well, and we are growing in leaps and bounds. My vision for as Assistant National Secretary, that's the office I'm going for, is to provide the institution with selfless and result-oriented leadership based on integrity, diligence, innovation, and accountability. Noble colleagues, it is on record that I've served this institution for at least 12 years in various committees. I was member of the CPD committee of Abuja branch, member of the Statutes Committee, Abuja branch, member Corporate Affairs Committee, the national level, up till now, member Research and Development Committee, national level, member of the repertoire team at the Benin Leadership Retreat, as well as the IFTAS MCPD, Abuja. I am currently the chairman, ICT Secretarial Committee of Abuja branch. Ladies and gentlemen, at least I have occupied secretarial offices in 3 committees. I was secretary, ICT Secretarial Committee, Abuja branch. So I am the secretary as at now. So secretary, ICT Secretarial Committee, Abuja branch. Secretary, Local Organizing Committee, Abuja branch for Abuja 2016 Annual Conference. Secretary Committee on Inauguration of Executives and launching of the branch boss. I go straight to my the things I wish to do as Assistant National Secretary. I'll be fighting for the fact that our annual report should get to us at least 1 week before the annual general conference. This will come as a form of advice to my direct boss, the HNS. I will be ensuring that financially up-to-date members have their names sent to banks and every organization where they can get jobs because they have paid their dues. I'll be fighting for, through the National Secretary, that all records of conferences, CPDs, that members have attended is electronically stored in a database so that members can have a record of the points that have accumulated thus far without any stress. I will equally ensure, through my National Secretary, that the records of members are kept properly from time to time. Ladies and gentlemen, noble colleagues, I believe I've made a very good case for you to vote for me as your Assistant National Secretary. God bless you, and thank you very much.
No clapping, please. Question time. So, noble colleagues, we have 2 minutes to ask. If there are questions for the 2 contestants, please speak the questions now. And after that, they have 2 minutes to answer the questions.
I want to thank noble colleagues for their decorum, because they now it informs me that they know why they are here. That an Assistant National Secretary can do nothing. He's following what his Oga asked him to do. So let him not come and promise you heaven on earth when he has not even registered in church. So I'm happy that if his Oga wins, if he wins, he knows he will follow Oga to get there. Thank you. No question. You to the National Secretary or the Assistant? All right. All right, ask. Chola, you know I recognize that you paid your fare here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, sir, I would like to ask the 2 contestants for Honorary Assistant National Secretary whether they would like to say here and now that since they have understood their roles to being in an assistant capacity for the substantive General Secretary, if the General Secretary were to be asked to or forced to resign for any reason whatsoever, you will also go with him? Will you also go with him? I want you to answer that question. If for any reason, because if you are assisting somebody and the person that you are assisting to do something is found not to have done it well, then it will also rub off on you.
Thank you very much. No, thank you very much, Shola. Thank you. Please, one house. We thank I sincerely thank Mr. Newton for that his question. It's only that question can only be answered by our Constitution. It's not by any of us here. What the Constitution says we should do is what we will do. They cannot, even if the Constitution asks them to resign, if doesn't ask them, if they don't want to, the Constitution says they will. So please let us leave that. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. The next position here is for the Assistant National Treasurer, and is unopposed. If he is here, can he identify himself? Come now, let us see you in your trendy suit. Gentlemen, that is Motiu Kolakpo Balogun. he wants to serve us as National Treasurer Assistant.
All protocol duly observed. My names are Aji, ESV, Aji Mutiu, Kolapo, Ogenete Gabalogun, Estate Surveyor and Valuer, Aji Mutiu, Kolapo, Ogenete Gabalogun. I'm contesting for the position of Assistant National Treasurer. I promise you that I will perform my constitutional duty with passion. Be rest assured, I'm ready to serve and I will serve you well. Thank you.
Noble colleagues, we now move to the position of Assistant National Publicity Secretary. There we have 3 contestants. We are giving each of them 3 minutes to talk to us. I start with Onachukwu Arinze Pius Namdi. Onachukwu Arinze Pius. Onachukwu. I think I saw him earlier. Onachukwu. Okay.
Hello. Good afternoon, noble colleagues.
3 minutes.
Good afternoon, noble colleagues. I want to start with, we need to have an understanding of what the publicity secretary is supposed to do. He's the image maker, publicize events, manage our public image, and our public relations. And I'm coming out to offer myself to serve as an Assistant National Public Secretary. And the Constitution says I'll stand in when the National is not around, or I do any right thing it tells me to do. But to help with publicizing our profession and the institution, part of what I'll suggest to him and to the council is to encourage members to always wear our paraphernalia. Because anything I do, I believe in, you always see with me. I'm not sure any of us here has seen me without my pins, my rotary pin and my institution pin. Because when you wear it somewhere, people ask you, what is this? What does this mean? And you now explain to them, and that is a way of publicizing the institution. And we are going to encourage members to make sure they always wear their pins and be more knowledgeable. And also, for the position, we need somebody who is intelligent, who can always answer questions anywhere about the profession, who knows not everything. I can't say I know everything, but at least I know a little of every aspect of our profession. And I'm here to offer myself as the Assistant National Public Secretary. My name, Arinze Pius Nnamdi Onachukwu, Estate Surveyor and Valuer, also Ozonwajidak.
Thank you very much. Please, noble colleagues, if you have any questions, note it down. When the 3 of them finish, then you can...
The next person is Ehumado Chibuzo Rollins. Ehumado Chibuzo Rollins, please. 3 minutes once you mount the podium.
Good afternoon, noble colleagues. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and the high table. I would like to stand on existing protocol, please. Without wasting your time, we'll go straight to the business of the day. I also would not bother you to start reading my profile, but it's important to point out the fact that I've been serving the institution very meritoriously, both at the national level and at the state level. I have served in this Corporate Affairs Committee for 4 years, which is my statutory allowance. I have also been in the MCPD committee for the past 2 years. Currently, I am an ISCO member
I'm an unofficial member in the Executive Committee of Lagos State, and by that effect, I am the chairman of the Welfare Subcommittee. Now, I will just want to go straight to my current position as the chairman of Welfare Committee. I have been on that position for just 6 months, and I would like to let you know what I have done in the last 6 months in that position. Can I have my slide, please? Page 8. I have negotiated more robust classes of insurance for Lagos branch. It will interest you to know that we decided to manage the welfare of Lagos State vis-a-vis the corporate bodies and all that as a business. We decided to, we packaged Lagos State branch as an offer out there to the companies which they can buy. And I'm proud to say that we did that successfully. That is why we have all this here. The premiums that we have here is not obtainable anywhere in the country. We negotiated first-class health management organization for Lagos State branch, developed corporate partnerships, and raised over 3 million naira corporate funding for our Lagos State end-of-year party, which happened in December. It has never happened before that in the last quarter of the year, corporate bodies gave a Niesv organization over 3 million naira. They didn't just throw the money, they were there present, they had fun. A lot of people here were there, and we have received huge commendation for that. We organized the most memorable end-of-year party, and the last but not the least, we instituted visitation to retired eminent elders of the Lagos State branch. It has never happened before. That is what we have done. And now,
thank you very much, Rawlings.
Thank you very much.
Noble colleagues, we have heard Rawlings. He has told us what he has been able to do for Lagos State, and he wants to bring it to the national. So your votes will count for him. Thank you.
The next person is Makinde Olabamiji Sahid. 3 minutes.
All protocols are duly and well observed. My names are Estate Surveyors and Valuer Sahid Olabamiji Makinde. Makinde started his career with Elijah Olapade and Co. some years back to Olu Oyebamiji and Co. and later transferred his service to Harriman and Company before joining Jide Taiwo and Co. I have served in institutions in various capacities. I've served in the state, the Oyo State branch that I belong, as ex-official member. I'm currently serving the second term as a member of the Corporate Affairs Committee. The Constitution is cleared about the function of the National Public Secretary in the section 16, subsection 5 of our Constitution. The subsection 9 of this Constitution made it clear that as Assistant National Public Secretary, you are to assist the National Public Secretary in performing his duty. And what is the primary duty of the National Public Secretary? Basically, is to project, publicize the activities of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, ensure that all the activities are well spelled out. Now, my vision is basically to see a Niesv that will be better positioned by a way of effective and cost-free public enlightenment. As I'm talking to you today, majority of the federal government agencies and parastatals are still yet to know the roles of estate surveyors and valuers. And there is the need to take our practice and services to those government agencies and parastatals so that they will know what we are capable of doing and what we have been doing. I am going to work very closely with the National Public Secretary to draw synergy among other professionals in the course of the advocacy to sell Niesv to all other professionals and ensure that the general public is in the know of what Niesv, the Nigerian Institution of Ethics, Surveyors and Valuers, stands for. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Said. Said, thank you very much. I hope, do we still have any question for them? Because for me, these are free riders. They will just join the bus when the bus is full. Distinguished noble colleagues, I want to confirm to you that the next set of people we are going to listen or look at or listen to, it's like if you have a letterhead, they put ED Finance, ED Admin, ED this. When it gets to a particular person, they just put his name. They don't give him any title. You find out that that is the ground norm. That's where the power lies. Because, you know, they are 10. If they come together, they can move the boat this way or move it that way. So we value ex-officio members a lot in our council because they are there for a purpose. In fact, I don't know now, but in those days, people used to be sponsored for ex-officio because they want them to bring their knowledge to bear on council. So you must have this in mind as I present to you the people who have willingly come forward. You can see that it is keenly contested for here. And it is the experience that council wants. I don't, but it still holds because in my time, you see people who have served in council, and when they still want to come and make sure they don't have anywhere to go, but to stay there and keep us on course. For that reason, please, let your votes talk for you. I want to call on the following contestants who are here to please come forward. And no, don't take a bow, please. Come forward. Estate Surveyor and Valuer Iboye Ayodele, please come out, please. When I call you, come out, please. Jato Isa. Yes. Eze Chooks Cosmos. Eze Chooks Cosmos. Kasimu Adamu Danladi. Fadoju Olani Olaleye. Please, Mark Obumene Emmanuel. Obumene Alawo Akinrele Emmanuel. Ayeye Makanjola Ayeye. Not Ayeye, Ayeye. We had 13. Where are the other? We had 13 people when we started. Goke. Where's Goke's name here? Oh, okay, it means you have even won already. For me to. What's your full name, please? Sorry. Omi Boju. Omi. All right, number. All right. Oyegoke. Akirin Kola. Omi Bodu. Correct. Please, who else is here that I've not called? Lookman. Well, I said they were 13 when we started. I thought some have dropped, some have given off. Please, which is your name? former minister. Williams. See, now we are old. That's why we don't know the younger people. Okay. All right. The last but not the least. Distinguished noble colleagues, standing before you is what I would like to call mixed grill. These people you are standing in front of you, cuts across all age brackets, the young, the youth, the old youth. So they want to vie for the office of ex officio and unofficial members of the institution. And I wanted each of them to address us for 2 minutes. But I don't think it is really, except you people insist, I don't think it is necessary because you have seen them. What I mean is you have seen them. But the only thing, please, I am the chairman. Let me land. Let me land. Please, Jude, hold on. Eze, wait now till you are crowned. Since I have given them the benefit of not talking to you, I want you to ask any of them any question. What are they bringing to your council? Ask them that question and let them answer. Any question you ask, anybody wants to answer on behalf of all of them, we will just note because it's a team. If there are no questions, we will be happy. And we can't see because they have blocked me. So, no. All right, there's a hand there. Please give the lady. All right, two. Please start from the behind. Matthew, you went unopposed. But somebody behind lift. All right, Jude, please. Yeah. Another hand there. Please, contestants, listen to the.
I stand on all existing protocols. My question is for those of them who are still in council, who still want to continue. I know very few of them. They are here. Why do you want to continue? Those of you who are already council members, why do you want to continue? What have you done to justify your continuation? Thank you. I think I want Iboye to lead that answer.
Thank you. Please note that I will indicate because that question is specifically to those who are already in council. Those who are there amongst them. Please, the next question.
My chairman, sir.
Yes. Former Abuja chair.
Find out from those who have never been there before whether they know their functions. And at the same time, let them tell us the difference they want to make when they get there. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent question. Mr. Boye, they said you are an old horse like me in council. You should answer. Then Mr. Akiu Ogunlewe will answer for the incoming.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is SS of Valua Ayodele Iboye. I'm a fellow of the institution. What you need to bring to council really is experience. Because there are several decisions that are taken on council that you need experience. Most often you find out that many people forget decisions of council that have been taken a long time, which will help the welfare of members. But what is important is that We need experienced people. When we lost Elder Mujini from council, we were not very happy because his experience always come to bear on most people on council. So people who are experienced, they're supposed to be the people who are running council. Because if you don't have I'm not saying the younger people are not good, because you need wisdom, you need the youth. But what is important is that you need experience. And that's what I'm taking to this particular council. Thank you.
My name is Goke Omigbodo. Good afternoon. I am immediate past chairman of Osun branch, and I was your LOC chairman when you came to Osun in 2014. Now the question for those of us who seek to come in now who have never been there is, do we even know the role of an official member of council, and what do we have that we want to bring to council to make a difference? The role of the unofficial member of council is not in Article 16 of the Constitution like the other officers. So the role is subsumed in that of the role of the council in Article 15. So the role is that of an enabler. And so we must look for people who have functioned in enabling roles before and who have made a difference. And I can tell you, I have done that in my branch, to the extent that some of the things that people are saying right now, that we don't want a situation whereby we have to look for money from people who are members of the institution always. As chairman of the building committee, we built a hall, now we have started generating funds right from inside the branch. And then these are some of the ideas that we are also likely to bring to the Central Council so that all members can begin to benefit without us taxing everybody all the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Ogunlewe, do you have anything to add to us? What are you bringing on board?
Thank you, my chair. My name is Dr. Ogunlewe, a fellow of the institution from the Lagos State branch. Right away, I will say what we are going to bring is dynamism, and we are going to bring radicalism. There's too much conservatism in our council, so we are going to bring a little bit of radicalism and vibrancy into it. Apart from that, we are going to create a feedback mechanism. There is, most people don't know what's happening in council, so we are going to serve in that gap. There must be somewhere, when we are going to council meetings, what do you want? What do they want said at the council meeting? Then when we come back, what do you want back? So there will be a kind of feedback mechanism from the people and us.
Noble colleagues, we have seen them. We have heard them. You can see those with experience and those who have so much to come bring anew on board. I leave it to your conscience and your votes. Please, distinguished noble colleagues contesting, can you take a bow and take your seat? Thank you. Thank you very much. Please, let us. Thank you very much. I want to thank the MC. Can you come forward? Because chairperson, Bello, come. First of all, on behalf of Niesv, please, before we end this session, noble colleagues, please, before we end this session, I would like us to please, can we listen? Please, I forgot, when we started this session, I would have loved us to observe 1 minute silence in honor of our immediate past chairman of this. Please, audience. Please, I am so sorry. It escaped my memory when we were starting. It is right and deserving that we should observe 1 minute silence for all our departed members, and in particular, Mr. Nosa Akumbua, who was chairman of this electoral body, who formulated what we are doing today. Please, let's do that before we end up, please. May the soul of all our dear members, and in particular Nosa Akumbua, who was the chairman of this electoral body, rest in perfect peace. Amen. So, I think we are done. You take over. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We are now at the 4th item on our program, and that is the vote of thanks, and that's going to be given by Estate Surveyor and Valuer Erabo Ehondo.
Very competent, dynamic, and distinguished moderators, distinguished contestants, noble colleagues. It gladdens the heart of the Electoral Committee to see this green program kick off in a very civilized manner. I must, on behalf of the Electoral Committee, particularly thank everyone for the high decorum exhibited from start to this moment. May we wish you smooth sail back to your various destinations. What else is there to say than to wish all of us well moving forward? This is the first of its kind in the annals of our great institution. There will be a second leg and a third leg to wrap up this pioneer manifesto scheme. As the announcement comes forth in a moment, you'll be informed where the other venues are, which you already may know. We will be glad to have a more robust representation, particularly of the candidates, to come and sell yourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Estate Surveyor and Valuer Erabo. The next thing on our program is conclusion. And this conclusion is going to be in two parts. The first part is for the announcements before the closing prayer. The announcement will be done by ESV Ademola Otitola.
Please, before the announcement, Ademola, can there's an information I want. Information you have to inform this house. Thank you.
My chairman, noble colleagues, mine is just observation. As a participant, we have seen that the first or contestant, participant in this debate, through contestant, what we experience now, be that this is the first time of doing it. You know that there were some issues here and there that are being ratified. But I'm being told that the people that will conduct or midwife the one in Enugu are not here now. They are quite distinct from these people. And the experience the people have got here now over what they have done today, that is to say we are not going to tap into it in Enugu. So that's why I was just trying to say the idea whether the electoral committee, they have a way of maybe the person who might preside in Lagos, if you could also be invited to Enugu, so that you can witness what was going to happen, so that when you go to do it will be better than, because that is going to be the final. I want to also suggest that unless we look at it differently, some of us have come, though that is a process to reach out, but the time we are being given, most especially the presidency, I also want the committee to look at it. Because the key people are just the people contesting for the presidency. That is the two contestants for the president. They need more time, because other people are just assisting. So those people need to really tell us what is the vision they have for the institution, and people ask their question very well to have a very clear picture of the leader that we are going to have. That is just my own observation. I say I should just share it with you. If it's okay, you can take it. If not, then it should be deleted. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor. Chairperson, Electoral Committee. That is for your note for further necessary action.
Noble colleagues, just the announcement is already on our programs that were sent to all members. This train continues, move down to Enugu on Friday, 26th of this month. Please, we are expecting all members to be in attendance. And the Enugu programs will start by 4 p.m. and end around 8 p.m. Please, you have to know this. The venue is Auckland Event Center in Enugu. Please, you are all welcome. Please be there. Then for the advice from one of the contestants, Officer, thank you, it's already noted. We're going to take care of that. Thank you very much.
We announced that one in Enugu. The next thing on our program is the closing prayer.
Well, let me also add that the Lagos zone, which serve as the Western zone, is coming up on the 31st. That should be Wednesday, 31st of January. But the program starts on 1 p.m. and ends around 5 p.m. at the event center along Akim Balogun, opposite Fela Shrine. Please, we are all welcome. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yes, we want to have the closing prayer, and that one is going to be done by ASV.
1 second, please, before you call ASV. Give Eze, what is the information you want to give this house?
My chairman and past president, the committee has thanked us for coming. I think we should reciprocate. Coming from the floor, I think we should commend the committee for this innovation. We should commend the committee for this innovation, particularly the chairman of the committee, who is one of us in Abuja branch. Well done. Thank you very much.
You see, you can see that is an Eze elect. What we all didn't value as an Eze, he's already practicing how to be a proper Eze. Agbato, what do you want to tell us so that we wrap up? Samson, my Oga is here.
Mr. Chairman, sir, noble colleagues, my name is Samson Agbato, and I want to appreciate the Electoral Committee for a job well done. But I want to remind us that this is a professional body, and we owe ourselves a lot in terms of our conduct, our attitudes, and disposition. However, I need to make some observation concerning this particular program. Number one, the Electoral Committee. Please, it's always good to start from unofficial to the president, so that people will not leave before the end of the program, so that we gravitate from unofficial, first vice, just like that. And secondly is the fact that we're supposed to have all the contestants on one side, so that we can view them from afar. They are not supposed to be mixed with the crowd. And the third comment that I need to make has to do with the fact that as an umpire, you owe this institution. Madam, I hope you are hearing what I'm saying, please. I said, as an umpire, you owe this body the responsibility to see that things are done in order. There's nothing wrong if anybody misconduct themselves, you fire them through the president of Niesv and the board. We cannot be someone that cannot be representative in the public place. I heard the chairman saying that people should, it's very, very wrong. And we should not turn this place to a political setting like APC. It's a professional body. Whoever wins, whoever loses, we are one body. It's for the progress of the institution. So I think the psyche of our people need to be restructured. We need to be enlightened so that we don't mix things up. We must be together from now to eternity. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. God bless.
Distinguished noble colleagues, I want to thank all of you again on behalf of, you see, we are making progress, whether we like it or not. I always tell our people, if you are a Rotarian or any of the service organizations, the day you are registered as one, you are a potential president. All of us will ascend the throne. It's just for you to work towards attaining that status. So I thank you all for showing interest. Because can you imagine that we advertised and nobody showed interest in any of the posts? Would that have showed that we are making progress or not? It would not have. But that we have keen competition amongst us and people have set standards. Now, in fact, if we were taking things for granted, now everybody's standing on his or her toes. Because when you greet somebody and he answers you wrongly, you don't know what is going to come next. And you know, we have various platforms which is informing us day by day, minute by minute. No, I'm not looking at you. I'm just... So it makes, for me, it is very exciting. It puts us on our toe to serve our institution better. For me, whatever you want to do, this institution must outlive all of us in this hall. And it is in our own hands. So together we move forward. I thank you for coming. Please, other locations, if you can have double. Anyway, I know Lagos, we will move from Ibadan to Lagos. So I thank you all for coming. And I'll call our surveyor to give us